And welcome back, everyone, to part 9 of What If Naruto Befriended Kurama Early. Last time Naruto What If, Naruto came back from his 3-year training, was a complete and utter powerhouse. Now, a couple things to address. One, someone brought up that Kabuto, when Orochimaru was taken out, Kabuto and the Sound Bar would just go and revive Orochimaru. No, he would not go and try to revive Orochimaru. This is just because if that were the case, he would have tried to do that after Sasuke absorbed Orochimaru. He was capable of bringing Orochimaru back. They had the technology there. Yeah, he was not going to do that. Kabuto was essentially freed from Orochimaru at that point, so he would not do that. Now, the question on the Reaper Death Seal, not the Reaper Death Seal, but the Uzumaki Shrine. Look. I knew that had to come into play, and even I'm not 100% sold on how I did it. I'm sure, though, with enough research, Jiraiya, of all people, could have found the Uzumaki Shrine. I mean, Minato, there's nothing to say that Minato didn't know where it was. Like, someone argued that there's no way Minato knew where it was. It took years of research on Orochimaru's part to find it. But Orochimaru wasn't married to an Uzumaki. Kushina didn't know everything, but provided the fact that Kushina knew Mita was Uzumaki, the first Hokage's wife, who didn't just pass down Kurama, but probably passed down information and knowledge she had, and that Minato learned seals from her as well. It stands the reason that there's a good chance they knew something about the shrine. So that's number one. Number two, the method of cutting open your own stomach and releasing the... Okay, that one immediately, I had forgotten how that worked. I still think there are ways they can get around it. Maybe one of the older toads says, this is going to be for the prophecy, this is fine. I'll sacrifice himself, and they're all just begging him not to. It's all good. Maybe, it's not... I doubt they would use that of Tensei, because no one right now except Orochimaru knows it. As far as I know. That's a good question. Do we think anyone else in the village living at the time knows Edo Tensei? Apart from Orochimaru? I don't think anyone would. Or let me put it this way. No one is disturbed enough to use it. But yeah, I'm sure there is some avenue they can go to. Maybe honestly try using a shadow clone? Maybe. The clone would just pop out of existence after that, but I don't know. I'm pretty certain there is some avenue you could do to get that, to have that work. So there's that. I think that was all I needed to bring up. We went through the guard retrieval arc, the guard retrieval mission, and we catch up after the fact. They arrive back in the village. Kakashi is actually fine, so there's no real reason to bring Tenzo into the equation. However, the elders still aren't happy, and they still are demanding that Naruto be kept under constant surveillance. And Naruto and Tsunade just questions them and says, "You really think Naruto is a danger? No, not a danger, but he is our prized Jinchuriki. We must keep him protected. He does more good out there. He's not just a prized Jinchuriki," as she says, there's a bit of venom in her voice towards these idiots. He's a perfect Jinchuriki. He's been trained under Jiraiya and Kakashi. He has been nothing but loyal to the village, and even after the village really doesn't deserve it. So I'm not going to just keep him stuck in the village like the damn Eight Tails is. He will serve as a ninja just as he desires to serve, and he is more beneficial to us here that way than here stuck in the village. It's like, we have rights too. It's like, you had... So now he starts to get a little angry. What rights do you think you have exactly? And she's starting to get a little curt with them. And they kind of like, you're advisors. You're here to do just that. Advise. You don't get to make decisions. The unilateral decisions like that. You don't get to just go behind my back. You don't get to talk down to me into my face. I'm the one who runs the village. I'm the Hokage. And I make the decisions for my ninja and what's best for them. And she just stares at that. Do you have a problem with that? And I was like, and she's finally she's still serious, but she loosens up. Good, because you know what? I honestly, because honestly, after all these years, I put my money on that boy. Now, granted, Tsunade still probably isn't quite where she is, like, cool with everything as she was, and like she was in the original, because she came to the village under basically a bet lost. But I mean, she definitely did that too, but in the original, but different circumstances. This was literally the reason. There were other circumstances in the original, not just losing a bet. Here, it's simply she lost a bet. But ultimately, she's come around, and she's still not loving her position, but she even admits, like, I'm just here until Naruto's old enough and mature enough to take the position of Hokage. That's what I'm here for, because the kid pretty much can whip anyone in the village now, no problem. So they basically just look at, kind of clarifying, but we still have the right to at least have someone oversee Naruto and his oversee Kakashi's team. That is a right we have. It's like, all right, what do you got in mind? It's like, you can come in now, and then she just declares Danzo. And Danzo has been hearing all this, like, he's a perfect Jinchuriki. Good. But at the same time, he also says his power should be more than enough. However, controlling him may be more difficult than I first anticipated. Regardless, Naruto and the gang are, enjoying their time back. Eventually, Naruto says, "Oh, Kiba, Kiba," and he's like, "Shino." It's like, "You didn't recognize me right away, Naruto." I was like, "Oh, come on, Shino, how can I recognize you underneath all that? Friends should recognize friends." Like, Jesus Christ, you brought that on yourself. And all of a sudden, here's the yeep, but she doesn't disappear. So I was like, oh, and he sees Hinata all grown up, and she sees Naruto rocking that. It's like looking damn good in that outfit. If you know that the reference, you know the reference. And it's like, Naruto. It's like Hinata, and they're both like blushing, like, oh wow, they're both basically thinking the same thing. She got hot. Like they both already were attracted to each other, but now it's like, oh, hormones have really flared up. So I'm like, oh, and surprisingly, he's kind of walking his way. It's good to see. All of a sudden, she gets crushed or caught in a bunker. She's like, oh, I missed you so much. And Naruto's like, I missed you too. And he kind of like smells her hair, not like being a creep, but just. When you're holding someone, you get a sense of their smell of their shampoo. It's like, oh my God, she smells wonderful. It's like, whoa, stop being a pervert. Oh God, pervy sage just rubbed off on you. But it's like phrasing. What? But it's like, oh yeah, well, luckily I got some time to after a mission. So, if you're, how much do you have any free time? It's like we could maybe have that date. And say, oh, I'm sorry, we actually have a mission, Naruto. Oh no. It's like, tell you what, we'll make I'll make date plans for when we get back. We should probably both be rushed up and refreshed anyway. And she beams. And she, and again, few years, them now officially a thing by the end of Shippuden has given her a lot more confidence. She was like, and she just kind of gives him a nice kiss on the cheek and is like, it's a date. And he's kind of grinning. He's like, so he's like, nah, I got a girlfriend. And Kim's just like, huh? When did this happen? So, and even Sheena goes, you didn't know? Hinata's been gushing, Hinata's been beaming all summer. It's like, huh? Meanwhile, Naruto catches up with Shikamaru and Choji. They're laughing. However, Naruto does sense the ink not ink clone, but the ink beast come his way this time. They all basically react. Choji is the first one to react, just blast the ink beast out of the equation. They are looking around, but Naruto can't sense. He was able to sense the intent of the beast, but not the intent of whoever sent the beast, because it's Sai, who's more or less emotionless. But they do pick up on it, and Naruto does rush in, and he's gotten fast in these last few years. He's not using any of the Fox Shocker because there's no point in it. It's like, who is that? And who are you? It's like, oh, you're pretty weak. Are you sure you're a boy? To which then Sai immediately regrets that as Naruto just finally decides, oh, I'm sorry, you want me to actually try? And she starts putting pressure. And Sai's like, It's like, wait, what? I was like, oh, okay. Maybe he's a bit stronger than I thought. To be fair, he learned, give an opposite nickname to someone, all that. Um, to, say, what was it, opposite nickname to try to be their friend or something like that. Regardless, there's no real need for them to go to the bridge mission. So the bridge mission doesn't happen. Like, there's no reason to go find the subordinate Orochimaru, anything like that. They sent Abu, maybe even sent Tenzo out there. And Kabuto. Now, by the way, we don't know exactly. He does say Orochimaru did release the jutsu you put on me years ago, but we don't actually know how long that was. It's entirely plausible that he would still be under the jutsu of sorcery here, but I don't think he would. When he says years, my guess is this is even before Shippuden and before the 3-year time skip. So I don't think it is actually. I don't think it was. I think it was released prior to even the time skip. So he would still try to attack the group or whoever's there, but he also has his own personal sound for there. I would also say that he's probably been hiding under his cloak because he also has been experimenting with, incorporating DNA into himself. He probably is a lesser version of what he is when we see him in the 4th Shinobi War. Because unfortunately, Orochimaru's body was left in the leaf. While he does have DNA samples of Orochimaru, certainly, he doesn't have the full body of the white snake there. So he's probably a lesser version of what we get in the 4th Great Shinobi War. Now, that still means he's more powerful than probably any of the ninja that got sent to encounter, or sent to encounter him. But it still also means that he's not going to be doing snake sage mode or anything like that. He's not going to be doing that. My nose itching. God. So, Sai gets introduced to the team. None of these guys really like this guy at all. He's rude, he's idiot, all that. Well, not idiot. Well, he acts kind of like an idiot. Still, they work fine together, all things considered. I think there is a clash, though, with with Sai and Sasuke. Because they talk about bonds and relationship, and he mentions his own brother. And Sasuke peps up with that because obviously he has a brother. And I think it's actually him and Sasuke who really butt heads even more so than Naruto and Sai. And this is due to the fact that how I think how Sai was talking about Sasuke in the original, Sai talks about Itachi here. Now you might be thinking, well, that shouldn't be a problem. Sasuke hates Itachi, and he does right now. Absolutely he does. But it's still one of those things where I think Sai does cross some lines. For example, talking about how he never loved a man who never loved his family and butchered them in cold blood to leave only his little brother shouldn't be thought of in a high esteem. And Sasuke, and even Naruto can sense it, like, oh, that was a line he shouldn't have crossed. And even Kurama's like, you might want to back up a little bit, kid. You might need some towels. And Sasuke's like, you know something? It's like, you're right. You're right. Itachi has done terrible things, and I will get my revenge on him. But Sasuke has had 3 years, and even though he hates Itachi, he's also not had the hatred influence of the curse mark to just kind of meld him into just this more hate, revenge-fueled being. He's had, friendship and all that, along with, other people there to get his back. So he's moved away more from revenge, although he does still call it revenge, to more like avenging, and he still despises Itachi for what he did, but for some reason he even acknowledges my hate's kind of waned a little bit. Like, I want to hear from him why he did it. Like, straight to his face. I don't believe he did it solely for power. There was some other reason behind it, and I want to know. And because of that, because he's kind of backed off a little bit on hatred, some of the good memories of Itachi have resurfaced in his head, especially when he was a little younger and he was training with his brother. And so when Sasuke looks over Sai, he's like, you're right. He is despicable. He killed my family, friends, everyone. But you know what? Boom! And and Sai just gets gut checked. Just goes flying back. But you know what? I'm the only one who gets to talk about him like that. You don't get to say a damn word. It's like, I couldn't even sense that. You you felt so calm and placid. I couldn't sense your rage until it was too late. And it's like, I get the impression you know nothing about being from the root. You know nothing about actually caring about your own sibling. To which now this causes something inside to kind of not snap, but like a little bit of a button was pressed. Like he doesn't. The most reaction you get is that squint, is a bit of a squint, like at first. But Sasuke can tell, and everyone can kind of see. It's like, oh, that got a reaction. It's like, you talk about your bonds with your brother and all that, but I bet it was I bet it was all bull. You guys are trained to ignore emotion. You don't know what actual relationship was. I bet you never even cared about your brother. I bet he never even cared about you. You don't know the first thing about actual family and love. You and your brother weren't even blood related. He was just your brother by coincidence. And now Sai's actually starting to feel emotion on that. It's like, you want to do something? Go on, take your shot. I'm right here, take your shot. And Sai obliges. And they kind of just duke it out and kind of vent their frustrations out on each other, with Sasuke very much beating Sai down. But as time progresses and Sai just keeps working, and Sasuke eventually comes around and is like, look, we don't get along very well, but I might have crossed the line on that back there. And Sai says, well, and Sai, having now had these actual suppressed emotions resurface, is like, it's fine. I suppose, and Sai, in his best attempt, apologized. I suppose even though it is the truth, I shouldn't have said the things I said. And to which Sasuke says, you're not good at this apology thing, are you? I'd never had to. And so they kind of shoot him out, and he talks about painting the picture for his brother and all that. So we would really fast forward, honestly, to the Kakuzu Hidan arc now, and it would go almost exactly the same. Naruto, in fact, it would probably go even quicker. It would not even the same. Team 7 would back up Kakashi very quickly, and Naruto or Sasuke would probably quickly take you down in Kakuzu without any real issue. Because Naruto, again, perfect Jinchuriki, could take down both those guys no problem. As well as Sasuke, Sasuke having things like Kirin on his side, all that. So you're not going to see much of a change there. But now we get to a part of the story that always depends on how I want to go about it. Is the Itachi retrieval arc. And I don't always like doing the same thing where Itachi going to go bring Sasuke to him. But it is always the most logical avenue. I will change it up when I think a different, what's the best way to do it? When I think there's a different route to go. I will change it up then. But this always just makes sense that Itachi would eventually reach out to Sasuke. Sasuke, not being an idiot, would reach out to Naruto, maybe Kakashi sent the Kage, and he would go ahead on his own first, but the Team 7 would be quickly followed behind him. Obviously, Obito would try to delay them, only for Naruto to just immediately put on his chocolate cloak and just say, yeah, that's not happening. And just, the hell? And maybe not going, but that was just me just kind of clearing my throat there. But he's like, so it's true. He did King X. Well, he is a perfect Jinchuriki. That's speed. I can't match that crap. Meanwhile, Sasuke and Itachi are duking it out. They are having their initial confrontation. Sasuke initially gets put under the Tsukuyomi, but he breaks out of that. Then they were going to ninjutsu, and as someone kind of brought up, Sasuke of the Fire Fist is here to play as one of the technique I had brought up is basically kind of like a Fist of the Mortal Flame. Maybe that's even what it's called, in at least Naruto terms. But now it's kind of like an enhanced version where his hands are on fire, but whenever he's like swinging his fists and just, catching the air, it's superheating his hands, so it's actually increasing the intensity of the flames. And he's actually got to be careful because it could even burn his hands. But in the fight, when he's moving extremely fast, it's actually hitting Itachi even harder, and Itachi's actually getting messed up. They go from Amaterasu to the Fireball Jutsu. He brings out the Kirin. He brings out the Susanoo. So tell me, Sasuke, do you have anything else? And Sasuke's like, damn it, you had this the whole time? Yes, that's right, Sasuke. There's no running. is over. It's like, not quite. Fire style! Fire Kirin Jutsu! And I think one last ditch effort basically is he does the fireballs to, again, create the clouds. Except I think what it actually is that he does that, again, it was like Dragon Fireball Jutsu, which was really just a setup jutsu. We don't know how potent that jutsu really is. But instead, he quickly goes through a series of hand sides and just targets the fireballs. And the fireballs conjoin and make a fire version of Kirin, which is much slower, but much more long-lasting in terms of damage. And it just strikes into the Susanoo. And they kind of duke it out, only for the Yata mirror to basically be like, whoop. No, is that really... I asked you again, Sasuke, is that really all you can do? It's like, damn it. And Sasuke's trying. He's throwing Shuriken, throws his sword. He's now freaking out. It's like, it's over. Your eyes are mine, Sasuke. They're mine. And he's not quite to Sasuke yet where he's about to take his eyes. But he's walking. And just as he's about maybe 20 feet away, he's on his last legs, really. All of a sudden, he hears the noise. And it's like... honestly, he actually does a tail beast bomb Rasengan, just boom, and Susanoo just gets cracked, straight out cracked. A perfect Susanoo Naruto wouldn't be inherently able to crack through. We've seen that too. Naruto can't just crack through a Susanoo even with Kurama's full Kurama mode. A perfect one. But an incomplete Susanoo from a dying Itachi? Yeah, he could crack through that. I have no doubt about that. So he comes in, rushes in, and boom, crack. It still takes effort, mind you. But Itachi's he looks behind him, surprised. It's like, you're not getting Sasuke! And Itachi, seeing his fate coming towards him, smiles. It's almost like, and he's kind of, in the Susanoo did slow Naruto down, so he is kind of ah! So, you really did a good job, after all. Thank you, Naruto. And he is able to just dodge it, but he looks in Naruto's eyes, and he decides, yeah, this is the safe place to put the Okoto Makatsu Kame. This is where he puts it in. And he basically kind of is able to get in front of Naruto. It's like, you? It's like, Naruto. It's like, take the look after Sasuke. And thank you. Because he's thanking Naruto for being his brother's friend and for protecting it and keeping him on the right path. It's like, what? And Naruto kind of backtracks. The Susanoo just dies down and turns and is like, and it stares on, and Itachi just looks, and he's just standing there and just boom, drops dead. And they're both kind of like, what the hell happened? What? And yeah, Itachi dies there, and Sasuke is taking this whole moment in, and he just kind of goes, just lets it all out. And they take Itachi's body with them, first and foremost. But they kind of, Naruto helps him out, and just here, let me help you. He's like, what? Put me down, idiot. Oh, do you think you can walk all the way back to the village? It's like, put me on your back, and you put me down when we get to back to the team. And so they head back. Zetsu's like, oh crap. Zetsu shows up with Obito, who's been stalling the rest of the team. Says, Itachi's dead. Sasuke won, but only because Naruto intervened. I see. Oh, I look forward to watching it on replay. And so they get back. Sasuke is let down off Naruto's shoulders, and Sasuke hugs him. Or Sakura hugs him. You're okay. It's like, I'm all right, Sakura. I'm all right. And all's well as end well again. Jiraiya Sally does meet his fate, though, and this gets back to everyone. Once again, Sasuke would be having his eyes implanted, probably between the time of this and the invasion of Pain. Naruto, though, doesn't really need to train on Mount Miyabuku here. He doesn't. Naruto's in the village when Pain attacks. There's no reason for him to be training with the Toads here, because he's already trained with the Toads and is a perfect sage, mastered all of his techniques at this moment. It's really about him just, applying what he's learned. Until he gets Sage's Sixth Path Chakra, the only thing Naruto can do is add jutsu to his repertoire. That's it. And heighten his overall skills, get a bit more mature, wisdom, all that kind of crap. But in terms of straight up power-ups, there's not much he can do until then. But that's all well and good because Naruto is it's like find the nine tail, and Naruto can sense all the pain paths, but he can sense that there's something off. So he eventually just finds the leader, which he does, I think, encounter the David path as he is encountering Tsunade, and he shows up as like, I'm the one you're looking for, the Nine Tails. I see. So you finally show yourself. Well, it's not that easy trying to find you. There's there's 6 of you. Wait a minute, 7 of you. There's 7 of you out around here. Wait a minute, 8 of you. To which Pain immediately goes wide and like, can he sense my real body? It's like, that's what Jiraiya's message meant. The real one's not there. It's like, so I'm guessing none of these are your real body, huh? So where's the real ones out? That one I sense the farthest way out? I guess I should just go talk to him then. To which Nagato pulls up the divine rods. Well, I think they're called divine rods. But anyway, the black rods, and it's like Busho Tenin, and Naruto just braces himself. It's like, he immediately is in his Nine Tails cloak, along with Sage Mode. And like, you can resist. You can resist that and press the button. And then Naruto just boom, just blitzes, just nearly takes his head off, like cracks him hard. He goes skipping like a stone. It's like, why don't we take this outside? And so it's like Tsunade, lady, and I think Naruto's one of the few times Naruto is actually respectful in terms of okay, Lady Tsunade or Grand. Okay, Lady Hokage. It's like, did he just call you guys? You stay here and do your job. Protect everyone. No matter what, I got this. And so Naruto makes a couple clones, quickly gets to the paths of pain, and he also quickly just like throat chokes them, gets them out of the village. The Prana path causes a bit of a problem as it starts to avoid the fox's chakra, until it's also realizing it's absorbing the sage's chakra, the sage chakra, the nature chakra, and turns to stone. It turns to a frog and turns to stone. And so Naruto quickly launches them out of the village. Konan was able to avoid Naruto by turning to paper, but she quickly follows in suit to protect Pain. They're now on the outskirts of the village. Like, you think that will save your village? Your village will know pain, Nine Tails. Your village will okay. First off, I have a name. It's Naruto Uzumaki. Second, I'm taking this fight out here. I'm the one you want. Is that right? So what's the point of? There's no point of attacking the village beyond that, unless you really are evil, which I don't think you are. Then so he and so Nagato just like you will learn, Naruto Uzumaki. You will learn true pain. Shinra Tensei, and Naruto again gets blasted back. It's like, what the hell is that ability? He's already now in a. Remember, I'm saying that theoretically he can use tail forms, so he's probably in a 5-tail. I imagine he goes at least halfway, 5-tail stages. Basically a tail almost for each pain that's left. And the pains come in quickly. Naruto, though, quickly blitzes through most of them. He's not even in his fully transformed Kurama mode yet. It's like, is this really the best you have to offer? And the pain's just like, you're going to be problematic. And all of a sudden, Kurama's screaming, I know, oh crap. I haven't seen those eyes in years. And she's finally realizing the Rinnegan. It's like, what? It's like, you cannot let him do that, Chibaku Tensei. And it's like, you gotta attack that now. Everything you got, kid, because it's just gonna create it's just gonna try to seal us away. And sure enough, Naruto can feel the gravity well just sucking him in. He makes several Rasen shurikens and just goes straight for the center, and immediately it blows up because that's how they were able to stop the Chibaku Tensei with the Edo Nagato. And it's like, what? And then Naruto is now in full Kurama mode, and just picks off his head. Like, literally, Pain's got good reflexes. The Shinra Tensei, the Busho Tenin, and the Chibaku Tensei are pain in the asses to deal with. But at the speed Naruto can move at in just base KCM1, not even including Kurama mode, which we know is... By the way, someone said... That was another thing to adjust. Naruto is... They said that Naruto didn't reach light speeds until he got 6 paths chakra. That's not entirely accurate. It is stated that the Raikage can move at near light speeds, and Naruto outpaced him. So, Naruto is faster than Raikage, who can actually approach those levels of speed. So, that would put Naruto in KCM1, if not at approaching light speed, and Kurama mode is leagues beyond that level of power, so that puts Kurama mode, I think, at light speed as well. And obviously he can react to light speed as well, too, in Sage of Six Paths. We legitimately see that. Point being, though, yeah, even if it's not light speed, it's close enough that Pain's not reacting in time. Naruto quickly just goes out, finds the Nagato. Nagato tries to take over Naruto, but he just grabs it with a chakra. I was like, no. And they begin to talk. And amazingly here we have a very different scenario because there's no one really needing to be revived in the village in this version. There's a couple lost lives, yes, probably. But Naruto was pretty quick on the scene. And they did not... And honestly, most of the lives, if there were any lives lost, it would probably just be ninjas who try to take on the Deva Path. Or ninjas who try to take on the paths in general. Because the big lost life came when the giant Shinra Tensei happened. So Tsunade was able to try to save as many of them as she could, but still. Ultimately, Hiei was the one who ultimately revived everyone, Kakashi included. And so they have their talk about their sensei and how, the idea of peace and all that. And I still believe that it comes down, Naruto would still give the same speech he gives to Nagato here. I will fight, if there's a way to find it, I will find it. I will never give up. This main character, he named me after the character in this book. That was our sensei who believed in peace. And so Nagato now has to make a decision. And his decision would be, he's good. He's done. He does not need to fight. Naruto's convinced him. But then the conversation then moves over to what are you going to do now? You're obviously not going to be part of the Akatsuki anymore. But I imagine the remaining members are going to be coming after you. By the way, Data is still alive in this version. You should note that. So that's one big change here as well. And Nagato kind of looks at it like, it's true. And he will be coming for your eyes, Nagato. And so Nagato thinks on it. It's like, it's true. We'll be prepared for him, though. So you can't fight him. As is. And even with your paths, even if you remade the paths, it would be difficult to take him on, let alone beat him. And that would be true, because Obito's Kamui kind of is a hard counter to most ninja. Even the 6 paths of pain, it is a difficult thing for them to get through. Like, yes, the Freedom Path could absorb some chakra. Yes, Shinra Tensei should be able to still affect him with gravity, or the Dead Path should be able to affect him with gravity. The Azura Path, though, isn't going to be able to do anything much to him. The Naraka Path probably isn't going to be able to do much, though it can steal souls and hit you on a more astral level, so I don't know about that one. I honestly think, though, that Naruto kind of goes, what? It's like, Nagato just, it's like, you need to hold on to these for me, Naruto. They will come for them. But as far if you can I'm sure you can sense it. Well, sense it. There's been someone watching this whole time, not here, but the interaction in the village. And sure enough, he can sense a ways away that Zetsu's back there, and he makes a clone, quickly just attacks Zetsu, who has to get the hell out of here. But is it? Wait, why are you giving me? You're not saying like these eyes. You're the leader of you are the Jinchuriki of the Nine-Tailed Fox. You are the best. You are the best thing we have to the Sage of Six Paths right now in our world. And now it's like Kurama. I mean, what do you? And Kurama is a little stunned by this, but he's seen Naruto time and time again, kind of prove that Nagato's not wrong. It's like, we'll talk it over. Let's get these eyes on ice, and we'll talk it over after the fact. Wouldn't be a bad idea, kid, but we need to think it through. It's like, all right, and he puts it in a scroll, which I know Naruto has scrolls on him. At least this Naruto probably would. And they bid him farewell, and Obito would obviously try to get the Rinnegan from Nagato, but I mean, it goes as well as he thinks. And by the way, Datara probably is the one who actually gets tasked with getting Killer B at first. And he almost succeeds. Like I imagine, but eventually I think he just sacrifices himself. Killer B escapes. So Killer B is out in the world at the moment, hiding. And just trying to learn his rap. So that is where we're going to end part 9. And I think we are at a good part for next week to wrap this up. So that is where we're going to leave off. Thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed. Like, comment, share, and subscribe. Like, comment, share, and subscribe. I just said that. I've been talking for a while now. If you have any ideas for videos, put them in the comments below. Let us know. Now, granted, as time has gone on, I've been a bit more selective on the topics I do. Now, I still, 90% of what you guys, 95% of what you guys will put in, I'll do. But certain just fanficky what-ifs, too fanficky, that's not what I do. I've said it before, I say it again. And I get one particular viewer, I won't name him, who keeps saying I should do more nonsensical whatever. But no, it's not that I should, it's that you want me to, and I've said multiple times I'm not going to. Now, if you can't accept that, I'm sorry, but that's just the way it is. Once in a while, I will do one that's definitely a lot more fanficky. The Naruto going rogue and creating his own village. That was probably the most fanficky of fanficky I could have gone. Well, not true. I could have thrown in Thor, Love and Thunder, with wearing a tutu from the Dark Dimension. So, and then wrapped up in a mummy's outfit. I could have done something stupid like that. And yes, that would have been more fanficky. But you know what I mean. In terms of a Naruto fanfic, it would, because of it all depends on the topic, really. Because there's a lot of topics that base concept-wise, can turn into a fanfic. The going rogue, all that is very much a fanfic type topic. But Naruto just having a Kekken Genkai, or being trained specifically by someone, or being adopted by someone, that in itself, isn't as fanficky, because the story would move at the same general pace, just with a lot of changes going in it. Whereas with the going rogue and starting your own village, right out the gate, a lot of things change because Naruto's not in the village anymore. And he's just doing his own thing. So regardless, that's just my thoughts real quick. Until then, thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you guys later.